Hi class. I'm going to go back and do another application. I know we did applications in the last week, but it took some time for me to figure this one out. Um, we're going to add another application, but we're going to do it from PowerShell. This is from the book, Chapter 7, page 270. The only problem is the commands in the book, some of them have been deprecated, so I researched it and found the new commands that actually work. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another application and deploy it as available, not going to make it required. So the first thing we need to do is let's create a folder for the application in the source files folder. So I'm going to go to C, source files. I'm going to create a new one called putty. I'm going to download putty and save it in that folder. I'm going to download the 64-bit and the 32-bit. Go to the downloads. We want to download this one first. Save as. Then I'm going to download the second one. Guys, I wanted to bring this page back up because I want to show you something here that I'm going to skip in my video. So we're going to save the 64 and the 32-bit application in the putty folder. So I'm going to go back to my console. I'm going to launch PowerShell here. Let me just clear this window from blinking. So I'm launching PowerShell. Guys, you go from here, connect via PowerShell ISE. You could do the regular one if you prefer that. So I need to run this code so it imports all the commands, all the SCCM commands. If you don't run this, you won't be able to see any of the PowerShell commands for SCCM. Okay, so now that that's run, I'm going to collapse this so I have a full screen. So the first thing I want to do is add the application. New CM application. The name will be putty. The owner. Guys, I got this off the putty website. You can also look on the installer to get the name. And I'm going to put a keyword in there as terminal emulator. Takes a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the console just to show you what we did. Under applications, I'm going to refresh. I'm going to go to summary. I'm going to refresh this page. Give it a couple minutes. Okay, I went out and chose come back, and there it is. We don't have any deployment types yet. We don't have any deployments yet. So next thing we're going to do is add two deployment types. One for the 64-bit, one for the 32-bit. This command isn't in the book. The command in the book has been deprecated. So we need to use this command. Guys, I went to the Microsoft Docs page, found that command. I looked up the how-to. So the deployment type is, it's going to be application name is putty. The content location, SCCM, source files, putty, and I'm going to go over here, go to the putty folder, press F2 to copy that name, .msi. Add a language. Now guys, I want to limit this to 32-bit machines. Now if I do this add requirement, I need to create an object and then refer to that object that I've created. And in that object, I'm going to define 32-bit Windows 10 machines or 32-bit servers, whatever I want to do. I'm going to go over to this web page. I did a search on the internet. If I wanted to create that object, I would have to do all of this. I'm skipping it. I'm just going to do the object, the new requirement rule. I'm just going to do it graphically. But if I wanted to, I could create this object, have it in memory, and then refer to it whenever I wanted to. I'm not going to create this object. And it basically is creating new rules based on these type of systems. And you have to change it there and here. I'm not going to worry about this. Just that would be the rule that we would add right there. That's the name that we would add after this switch. I'm going to skip that part for now. I'm just going to add it graphically. Hit enter. And I'm going to go back and look at my console, deployment type, refresh. There's my deployment type. I'm just going to edit this right now and add the requirement now. Go to properties. Under requirements, add operating system. I'm going to do this to 32-bit Windows 10 machines. So this deployment type will be Windows 10 32-bit machines. Now I'm going to do another deployment type for Windows 10 Windows Server 64-bit machines. So I'm going to go back to my PowerShell. And just to save me some typing, I'm hitting the up arrow. Guys, that is, I'm choosing this installer now. So I just did putty 64-bit 07 installer MSI. I know it's an MSI file from when I downloaded it. Both of these are MSI files. So this will add the 64-bit deployment type. Again, to limit it to 64-bit machines, I'm going to go out and go back in. I need to add that rule. Sometimes it takes a minute to show up here. Okay, there it is. There's my 64-bit. I'm going to go into it, go to requirements, and add a new rule. OS type, Windows 10, 64-bit machines, Windows Server, 64-bit. Click OK. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add a, I want to distribute this to the distribution point. So start CM content distribution. The application name is putty. The distribution point name is sccm.contoso.com. That'll send it out to the DP. Now I want to do a deployment type. Now I want to do an actual deployment. So I'm going to start CM application deployment. I'm going to do it to all users. The name of the application is putty. And I want it, the purpose will be available. Okay, give it a little bit of time. To actually get deployed. There's my deployment. I'll go to the summary. It's already out in my DP. So now it's available for people to install. It's going to take a little bit of time for it to get to the software center. It always shows up on the application catalog before the software center. Okay, in this case it didn't. So that's it for now. I'm going to try to do some more videos on task sequence. We still have to integrate MDT into our task sequences, and we still have to do the Windows Update Server, which I'm still working on those VMs to be able to do that lab. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you. Okay, guys, just for giggles, I also installed it on my server itself, and just to show you it did work. I'm going to go to Program Files. There's the putty. The fact that it's in Program Files lets me know that I did install the 64-bit version of the application, so everything worked well. So now we've added a application with 2 deployment types to our SCCM, deployed it, and distributed it via PowerShell. Okay, that's it. This time I promise. Bye.